Amazon Brand Registry is a critical element of your brand success on Amazon. Once obtained, Amazon offers tons of great benefits to brand owners. Even so, most brand owners aren't fully leveraging Brand Registry and don't fully understand it, how to get it, and what it does, and more importantly, what it does not do. In this episode, we're going to answer your most burning questions about Amazon Brand Registry. So let's go. I'm Jason Boyce, founder and CEO of Avenue 7 Media and host of the Day 2 podcast. With me today is Shannon Roddy, Amazon strategist, educator, business development lead for Avenue 7 Media. Shannon, what's happening?
Jason, I'm so excited for this episode. I've been up since 4 a.m., but honestly, when I get to talk about topics that I'm excited about, I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So
wait,
I'm really
you didn't sleep last night?
It wasn't like a struggling with sleep. I just woke up awake at 4 a.m. And so no anxiety, no stress, but my body's, going through some, changes saying, hey, time to wake up. So maybe I gotta get up.
Hopefully we get some delirious comments. Hopefully we get some lack of sleep delirious comments from you today, Shannon.
I'm wide awake. Jason, one of the things that I think is critical about Brand Registry, and I want to make an extreme statement and see if you agree with me.
Ooh,
I believe that out of all of the Amazon programs, Amazon Brand Registry is actually the most vital to the success of launching, growing, and protecting your brand, with Amazon advertising being a close second. Would you agree or disagree with that
statement? Shannon, you're not wrong, to borrow the phrase that my wife says to me all the time. I think you're right. Amazon Brand Registry is really, really important. Oh. It's often misunderstood. It does a lot, and it seems like it does more and more every day, but there's also things that it doesn't do.
Yeah.
And that's where, when we're talking with clients, that's where some confusion happens. But I think you're absolutely right, Shannon.
Well, let's clear up the confusion and start with answering the most basic question. What is Amazon Brand Registry?
Great question. So look, it's a suite of tools designed to help you launch, grow, and protect your brand and create a better Amazon customer experience. And as you and I know, Shannon, and as everyone knows, Amazon is customer obsessed. All of this suite of tools that Amazon offers to brands, it's not so much about the seller, it's about sellers using those tools in order to create the best possible Amazon customer experience. You have to get a trademark, a registered trademark from the USPTO offices for here in the United States,
right?
On the principal register. And Shannon, you've had some experience where folks don't have the principal register. Can you talk about that just for a second?
Yeah, and we're going to have to do a whole separate episode on trademarks. We'll bring in a great trademark attorney to answer those specific questions. But Amazon has a principal register, and they also have a supplemental register, or I should say the USPTO. So it has to be on the principal register for Amazon to acknowledge that trademark.
Perfect. And look, registering a trademark, especially if you're a new brand owner or you're starting off for the first time, can be very frightening. I remember what it was like when we first filed my first trademark. Way back in the Stone Age, Shannon. And so I remember, but Amazon has this terrific program. I love this program. It's called Amazon's IP Accelerator. That's India Papa, IP Accelerator. You can Google that to find the link that will take you right to this program. What does this program do? It allows you to use one of Amazon's vetted attorney groups, IP attorney groups. And, because there have been, 2 times the number of trademarks since 2015 as a result of this Amazon Brand Registry program. I did a talk recently about the number of new trademarks that have come in to the USPTO office. They're absolutely buried. It can take 2 years to get a trademark registered. So Amazon started this IP Accelerator program. If you use one of their attorneys, then at the time you file your registration, Amazon will give you the benefits of the Brand Registry program rather than waiting for the 1.5 to 2 years that it sometimes takes to get through that government system. So
yeah, and a couple notes on that. Number one is the other benefit of the IP Accelerator attorneys is not only are they vetted by Amazon, but Amazon has also negotiated rates. So it's typically a discounted rate than what you would get from a typical IP attorney. So that's one benefit. And it can take a couple weeks because they actually have to apply for the trademark. They got to make sure that trademark doesn't already exist, that kind of thing. So, typically, I think it's less than 30 days. They can get you access to Brand Registry benefits. There
Yep.
are some cases, I'll just throw this out there, where if you have a trademark that you've already applied for that is pending, Amazon will allow you to use the serial number to apply for brand registry. So that is a case
Great.
by case basis. It's not all the time, but if you've got a trademark and you're like, crap, it's already in process, you can go ahead and apply and see if Amazon will approve it. So, two quick helpful tips on that.
That's an awesome tip, Shannon. Thank you for that. You know, you'd ask the question, what is brand registry? It's hard to talk about it without talking about the benefits, right? We're marketers, Shannon. We'd like to talk about the benefits of things. What's in it? What's in
100%.
it for me, the seller, right?
Right.
Okay. So this list is long. I remember when it was a lot shorter. But you know, we'll go through the entire list. And then we'll zero in on a couple of these that I think are really important. And then, you know, I'll kick it back to you, Shannon, to talk more about some interesting stories. The first thing that I think is important to remember is brand registry has a rollout hierarchy. You know, some of the features that I'm about to mention don't turn on all at once. For example, so when you register for your brand and you get approved by Amazon, either through the IP Accelerator or with your serial number or with a completed registered trademark, all the benefits don't become immediately available. So what are the benefits? So A+ content. On a product details page, when you scroll down towards the bottom of the page, you'll see there's a big section. You know, it's definitely below the full, but it's a big section where brands can talk more about their brand, what they bring to the table, and more details, infinite number of details, including imagery, messaging, comparison charts, etc. So A+ content is a really important benefit that you can only get if you're brand registered or you're selling through the Vendor Central program.
Yeah.
Product videos is a new one. Although, Shannon, you know, I were talking the other day about this. I think you can do a product details page video without brand registry. But I believe that you get additional video love and also that brand story section now in the A+ content. Amazon storefront and post. This has become a very important part of the Amazon game where you can build your website within the Amazon infrastructure. You can measure traffic that you drive externally to this brand store. You can let customers on the Amazon platform follow your store. You can generate posts, which is a great free way to drive traffic to your listings. And remember, all the way back to some of those earlier episodes, Shannon, clicks and sales are what matters in terms of that ranking algorithm. So storefront and posts are a big bonus in the brand registry program that allows you to do that. Sponsored brand ads. When you do any search for any product on Amazon, the very first top section you'll see is it's sort of a banner ad almost. Sometimes there's 3 products next to a bigger banner. That's called a sponsored brand ad. You can only do that with brand registry. And if you have a well-known brand, you should absolutely have brand registry and be defending your brand name keywords and searches with that sponsored brand section. Sponsored brand video ads, good grief, these things convert well.
Yeah.
And they're relatively new. So first page search results, you have the opportunity with a video to submit a brand video ad right there on page 1 of search results. And remember, page 1 of search results on Amazon is that corner lot brand store. This one, Shannon, brand demographics. I'm going to come back to it. You get a ton of information on brand demographics. Amazon has a brand referral program. They love external traffic. With brand registry, you can sign up for the brand referral bonus program. If you drive traffic from your Facebook page, for example, to your listing and it converts to a sale, or hell, if you drive traffic from your Facebook page and someone clicks on Amazon and buys somebody else's product, you get a referral for that. You get a 10% of that retail price deducted from your referral fee, which is a huge program. So I love the brand referral bonus program. I don't know how long that referral bonus is going to last. Okay. Hopefully it lasts for years, but it's a great one.
Absolutely.
This one is really important in terms of defending and protecting the great brand that you've built. You gain product listing and editing control of your listing, and it can prevent a hitchhiker, a counterfeiter from coming in and messing up your hard work and your brand. There are some immediate AI automations with limited brand protection. Well, they will automatically try to prevent folks from attaching, in some cases, to your listing or selling your brand name or using your brand name. Sometimes those work great, sometimes not so much. And then, 2 more. This list is long. I need to take a breath. There's so many things here. Customer engagement, A/B testing, Amazon Live program, Amazon attribution allows you to tag traffic with links, attribution links, again, driving external traffic to your product details. And then Last but not least, I may have forgotten one, Shannon. This is a long list. Virtual bundles.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have an individual product, separate individual products in FBA, and you find that your customers are buying these two products together, you can create a virtual bundle, which is a unique listing. Amazon will pull inventory from each individual SKU and ship it out to your customer as if it's a bundle. And so, okay, I'm gonna take a breath there, Shannon.
No,
That's a lot. Did I miss anything in terms of the benefits of brand
no,
registry?
I think you covered it. It is exhaustive, and to your point, as you mentioned, like Amazon storefronts can take a while once you enroll in brand registry. It does not happen overnight. It can take a few weeks sometimes for the Amazon storefront team under Amazon advertising to get that information over from brand registry. And I do want to iterate that process is important. You have to do these steps in order. For example, it's more important and beneficial to register your brand first, then list your products. Now, if you've already listed your products and then enroll in brand registry, that's fine, but your products will not automatically be enrolled in brand registry. You have to do a complex Excel flat file template, partial or full update to quote unquote activate your products for brand registry. So people are like, I don't understand. I enrolled in brand registry and I can't do A+ content, or I can't build out a storefront. So these are extra pieces that it's critical that you know what to do and how to do and in what order. And I'm going to do a plug. We have built out the Amazon seller checklist, which you can get for free at day2podcast.com. So make sure you go visit that site, grab that checklist, subscribe to our email list so you can get helpful updates, because the order in which you do things is also excessively important.
Absolutely. I want to come back to brand demographics, Shannon, because this is one that gets me really excited. Back in the old days, we used to have to download our customer list from our website. And yes, you used to be able to download your customer list on Amazon. You can't do that anymore, but it's okay, because if you have brand registry, you don't need to. We would send that customer data to a list broker and have them tell us what the demographics of our product were.
Right.
We're going to talk about brands, how to build brands in the next episode. But now Amazon offers this demographic information. I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about myself a little bit here, Shannon, because back in 2019, I was in studio at Bloomberg TV, and I was talking about my experience as an Amazon seller with the host, and the host asked, if Jeff Bezos was right here, what would you ask him for as a seller that could help you grow your business? And I said, we need more data.
Yeah.
Right. We want the demographics. I said, I know that we don't want the customer name, the telephone address and all that. We don't need that information per se, but we need more data so that we can improve our listings, improve our brand, and grow business and do more sales on the Amazon platform. And look, I'm pretty sure everyone at Amazon was listening that day, Shannon, because now we got all that demographic information. It's great. You cover, of course, I'm joking, but of course, we cover so much now.
Yeah.
You can find out what age group, what gender. You can find out male or female. That information is critical to building your brand. Again, we're going to talk about that in our next episode next week. But really great stuff. And you can even get the keyword search terms that Amazon shoppers are using to buy your products. You can use that for advertising. You can use that for your SEO and your listings. It is literally a treasure trove for your brand business on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you married demographics, it gives you income, it gives you education level. These are things that you can take from Amazon. We've talked about this before. You take the data from Amazon and you go apply it to your business. You want to drive more traffic to your website? Take the Amazon demographics and go create Facebook audiences that match those demographics and drive that to your website, or drive it back to Amazon using a referral bonus, or attribution.
Yes.
So
love that.
So Amazon is a data company, and stepping back high level 50,000 feet, we live in the age of data. Data is now, as of I think it was like 5 years ago, data is the most important and valuable resource in the world. And the companies that can organize that data and, more importantly, leverage that data are going to win in today's business, economy. So we've covered sort of the benefits of brand registry. What are some of the protections offered by brand registry that our listeners can use and leverage to protect their brands as they grow them on Amazon?
Yeah, well, this is a really important piece. If you spend your time and treasure and hard work and tears building a great brand, you want to be able to protect it. And one of the only ways you can protect your brand on Amazon is if you are brand registered. And so what it allows you to do is allows you to do additional reporting of trademark, patent, and copyright infringement. If someone comes and hitchhikes and steals off your good name and your intellectual property, you can file claims and you can report them to Amazon, and you can work with that brand and knock them off of the Amazon platform. Additionally, you can search Amazon's database with image uploads of your logos and brands or trademark brand names, so you can search for who's trying to rip off your good name. Additionally, you can defend your brand name. And Shannon, we talk about this all the time. It's a shame. This is one of those that kind of pisses me off, but also doesn't piss me off. What sucks is one miss that I think Brand Registry has is that you shouldn't have to pay for your branded keywords. It's the same problem on Google. If you're brand registry, I would like to put out a request to Amazon leadership. If you have brand registry, you shouldn't have to defend and pay for your own branded keywords. Those should be yours. Just saying, Amazon, it would be a big boon and a big help to Amazon sellers if you just get that done. But they don't do that yet. Kind of like with Bloomberg, Shannon, for sure they're going to make that change just because we asked on our podcast. But if they don't, it's really important to defend those keywords. You have to advertise on all your branded keywords and drive traffic to your listing. Defensive advertising with your sponsored brands, brand video ads is really, really important.
Yeah. So talking about things that Brand Registry doesn't do, as we'll lead into that, they do allow you to upload images and see if other sellers are using these. And I'm not trying to call out any particular type of seller, but typically it's Chinese sellers, right? So what we've seen is it's not.
I'm not going to name names.
We're not naming
China-based
names,
sellers,
but there is an aspect of people who are trying to recreate a sort of a Me Too product, and they use your product images. So one thing that brands should proactively do is not only upload the primary, but also the secondary lifestyle images, because those are much more difficult to get from your Amazon listings, and see if other sellers, and this could be even resellers, if other sellers are using those on other listings. But also you should upload some of the primary images that you use on social media or your website. Sometimes, Jason, it's just going through and searching the generic keywords that your products are relevant for and looking at the top, half a page or so of listings, because that's typically where we find those Me Too counterfeit or knockoff products. And we find all the time, our clients find some other seller has created a sort of a Me Too knockoff listing and are using screenshots from their video, photos taken right off their website. And the Brand Registry tool allows you to easily and quickly report those to have Amazon remove those from those listings.
That's such a great point, Shannon. We were just talking to a brand 2 days ago, and we were showing them who their top selling competitor was to give them an idea of what the market share opportunity is for them on Amazon. And we're having a conversation, we're sharing a screen, we're looking at this competitor, and they're like, wait a minute, that's my friggin' image.
Yeah.
Like the competitor had stolen their images. And with Brand Registry, with this program, you can go in there and identify these folks without having to have your agency share screen and show it to you. But it's just appalling, some of the stuff that happens with some of the sellers. And look, I gotta say, Shannon, it's not just the China-based sellers.
It's not.
There are plenty of hucksters here in the United States, in Europe, and some of the other areas as well. I like to think that they're the smallest part of the seller group, but you're absolutely right. They're out there. So having Brand Registry will help you defend yourself, defend this great brand that you've built.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, there's a lot of things that Brand Registry can do, but you as a brand owner either have to do these yourselves or hire an agency like Avenue 7 Media to take advantage of all these things for you. But let's get into some of the things that Brand Registry doesn't do, because I think this is sort of a point where there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of misnomers, and there's a lot of misinformation about what Brand Registry can do. So let's talk about that aspect of Brand Registry for a minute.
Yeah, this is the one that creates the most confusion. I can't tell you how many times a client has said, but I have Brand Registry.
Right.
Why can't Amazon prevent unauthorized sellers from attaching to my listings? That I get that. I probably get that statement from brand owners more than anyone. Certainly our clients, we educate them on this program, but Amazon will not proactively prevent someone from attaching to your listing who is an unauthorized seller. The way Amazon sees it, that's between you and the unauthorized seller.
Yeah.
they won't keep counterfeits off of the platform. And this is the way, I think this is a good way to frame what Amazon will do. Amazon sees themselves as the platform, as not necessarily the mediator, but they're the sort of the go-between.
Right.
So they have created systems where you can report a counterfeit. They will, even if you've reported it and Amazon's team can confirm it, they'll even take down that counterfeit listing temporarily,
Right.
but then they're out. Right?
Right.
It's between you and whoever that counterfeiter was. Now it becomes either a legal matter or a conversation between you two. They're not going to do it for you. There are, like we mentioned before, some AI based stuff where they will try to prevent sellers from coming on if it seems funky, if you will.
Right.
But if you identify someone and you go to Amazon and say, hey, this guy's a counterfeiter, they're going to be like, report it. It's not my problem. It's your problem.
Yeah.
It also won't prevent competitors from advertising on your brand. Again, this is one of those, Shannon, we just mentioned, that pisses me off. You've got to defend your brand. You got to pay for your own branded keywords and defend them aggressively. It's not a tool. Brand registry is not a tool for channel control. Our good friend James Thompson literally wrote the book with Whitney Gibson from the Voris law firm about channel control. Voris, VORYS, has been amazing in terms of creating the case law to help brands defend themselves on Amazon, but Amazon's not going to do it for you.
Right.
You've got to lay a solid policy. And, Shannon, I think we'll probably it would be great to have James back to talk about that book, because he literally was a pioneer in the space. But that's on you, brand, or your agency or your law firm, to prevent unauthorized sellers, to prevent counterfeiters. Amazon just won't control the channel. They're going to let whoever wants to get into that buy box get into the buy box, and it's up to you to be the only seller in that buy box, which I believe is the only real strategy and opportunity for success on Amazon in today's world.
Absolutely. I want to talk for a second about the mythological brand gating. I don't know how many times you get this question, but probably 4 or 5 years ago, this idea of brand gating came out. And hey, if I get brand registry, or I can pay somebody to get somebody at Amazon to gate my brand. So that really it's a mythological unicorn at this point. The only way and the only time Amazon will gate your brand is if there's a plethora of counterfeits that all show up using your trademarked term, basically in their titles or in their listing. Amazon will temporarily prevent other sellers from selling on your branded products while you clean it up, and then they're gonna ungate that. So it's a temporary thing to deal with counterfeits, which Amazon is publicly against, but until they actually reimburse brands, Jason, for counterfeit sales, I don't really believe Amazon is 100% behind that, because they're still making money off of it, right? So
absolutely.
So there's an element of brand gating that just don't ask for it, don't look for it. Brand registry is not going to do that for you. We'll have separate podcast episodes about channel control and everything else in the future, but understand that brand registry does offer tools, but you still have to be proactive in using those tools. So the last thing that I want to cover, Jason, is what are some of the biggest mistakes, or what are some of the biggest missed opportunities when it comes to brand registry for those brands who are enrolled or considering enrolling?
That's a great one. This is one, Shannon, that makes me absolutely insane. and as a brand owner, it makes brand owners absolutely insane. If your registered trademark certificate spells your name with a space, and you sign up in your Seller Central account when you're creating your listings with the brand name value, the brand name without a space, you can't connect to your brand registry. And updating brand name values is a nightmare in today's Amazon world. I mean, that's just like a little tactical thing. And, brand owners just go absolutely insane, because they're like, what are you talking about? It's clearly obvious to any human being that that's my brand name. But remember, folks, it's the algorithm, right?
Yeah.
It's a machine learning system that's checking and connecting your brand. So you have to cross every T, dot every I, make sure that the spelling of your brand name when you launch a product is identical in every way to what's shown on that brand registered trademark certificate, or your trademark certificate, I should say, that you use for brand registry. Allowing someone to register your brand on your behalf is a big mistake. It's a nightmare to transfer it. It's doable. You can do it.
Yeah.
Certainly, our aggregator friends are able to transfer brand registry over to their own accounts. And I've done it before for on behalf of clients, but it's a real pain in the neck. Don't let somebody else register your brand. It's your brand. You should own it, defend it aggressively on the Amazon platform. Failing to use all of the tools at your disposal and monitoring the platform is another big mistake. There are so many. I ran out of breath, Shannon, going through the list of benefits for Brand Registry. Use every stinking one, right? Use all of those, because what it does is it creates a better customer experience for Amazon shoppers. You're going to get more clicks. You're going to get more sales. You're going to get more conversions as a result of more copy, more video, taking full advantage of all that real estate that Amazon gives you on your listing and your brand store, and ultimately not taking advantage of all those benefits is leaving sales on the table. If you're not growing on Amazon, you are dying on Amazon. Take advantage of all those benefits, use them for sales, for clicks, for conversions, and you'll be a much happier seller in the end.
Yeah, you got to stay on the cutting edge. Jason, give us a quick wrap up of everything we've covered for our listeners who have maybe been driving to work, running on the treadmill, or dropping kids off at school. Let's just do a quick recap to make sure that people got all the main points of the episode.
Gosh, I wish my kids would let me listen to podcasts when I'm dropping them off to school. They're like, no, Daddy, I need Kids Bop. Oh, I hate Kids Bop. Anyway, okay, great. Yeah, so final analysis, Brand Registry is one of those things where you should say thank you to Amazon. Thank you, Amazon, for allowing us to have Brand Registry. It's essential for Amazon's success. Registered trademarks for your brands are absolutely essential. If you have a name and you haven't protected it and you're not registering it, it's a huge mistake. Do it. Use that to get your brand registry going, and then use all those tools. Use every single one of those tools. Experiment with them. A/B test. Manage your experience to A/B test your listings to become a better seller and to offer a better customer experience for Amazon customers. And then once you've built that brand and you've defended it legally, you have to be aggressive about protecting it and use all those tools to report violators, search for violators against your brand. Do it once a month. Just make it part of your monthly routine.
Yeah.
Knock off the counterfeits, knock off folks that are unauthorized sellers, with help from the brand registry to help identify them. But also know, lastly, Shannon, Amazon ain't going to do it for you. They're going to offer you the platform. They're going to offer you the tools, but it's on you, brand. It's on you, seller, to protect this great brand that you've built. And it's on you. You got to do it.
And speaking of that, we're going to be covering secrets to building a great brand in our next episode. So make sure you subscribe, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on a podcast platform. Subscribe so we can get access to that. Jason, any last words before we wrap up? If our listeners want to know steps that they can take, next steps, if they're looking for help growing or protecting their brand, defending their brand on Amazon, what can they do to take advantage of our services that we offer to help them do that?
Yeah, thank you, Shannon. If you're ready to start growing and protecting your brand on Amazon with a team of experienced Amazon operators, you can visit us at day2podcast.com. That's one word, day2podcast.com. Lastly, if you know anyone else who would gain value from this podcast, please share it with them. Thanks for listening.